In this lesson, we are going to be analyzing the secondary value chain activities. So secondary activities. Secondary value chain activities, also called support activities, help make the primary value chain activities more efficient. We have procurement. Activities involved in how the resources and materials or ingredients needed for the product are sourced. Do you know that if you are able to reduce the cost that you use in buying raw materials, which should naturally reduce the cost of the final product, that's the price of the final product, you are supposed to share the profit with your customer. Let me give you a practical example. Take, for example, the total cost of the raw materials that you need to produce a particular product is 100,000 naira. And you were able to, through your research and negotiation power, get reduce the cost of getting the raw material to 80,000 naira, which automatically is supposed to impact the price that you sell to the customer. Let's assume that when you were selling it for 100,000 naira, the price that when you were getting the raw materials for 100,000 naira, the unit price was 10,000 naira, and you made a certain amount of profit. And now that you've been able to reduce the cost to 80,000 naira, if you sell the product for 8,000 naira, you will still make the same amount of profit that you used to make when you sold it for 10,000 naira. But rather than sell it for 8,000 naira, you should sell it for 9,000 naira. Why? Because the fact that you were able to get a cheaper raw materials, but that still give the customer the same value, is an added value. It adds value to the product, and it's seen as value added in the eyes of the customer. So you've been able to reduce the price from 10,000 to 9,000. The customer is happy. You have a competitive advantage now because you are delivering the same value at a lower price, but you are also making more profit. So that is how it works. That's how the value chain analysis works. So that's why you need to really understand this value chain analysis and understand the value chain in your own industry. So the next set of activities falls under technology and development. Activities involved in designing and developing better products and systems using technology. So when you automate payment, you decide to start using systems that automate payment, the customer is supposed to pay you for it because you have made paying for the product that the customer needs to solve his problem more efficient. Now, if the customer was supposed to, if the initial system was that the customer would drive all the way to your office or drive all the way to the bank and stand in line and wait to pay and wait for a printout before he now comes back to your office to show you the printout and before you now give him the product, you would agree with me that when you automate that system and the customer can be in your office and make the payment online, and you can get your staff in the office to print a receipt, that is an added value. But it costs you money to put that new system in place. It has added to the value of your product. And other competitors that don't have that kind of system would you would give them a run for their money because now you have a competitive advantage. Even if you don't decide to increase the price, what this will do is it will strengthen the customer loyalty. It shows that you care about your customer. You don't want them to go through that level of stress to have access to the solution to their problem. Remember, your product or service is a solution to the customer's problem. The customer wants your product. He wants your service because you are solving a problem for him or her. Always look at your business that way, and you'll be more confident about whatever it is that you sell. So the next one, human resources management. Activities involved in hiring and retaining employees who will help design, market, and sell the product, and also manage the customer. Yes, remember that you are helping the customer to solve a problem. So by hiring more competent staff, by having more qualified customer service personnel to manage this customer, you've added value to that product, you've added value to your brand, you've added value to your business, and this can give you a competitive advantage. So this activity also adds value to your brand. Like we said in the beginning, value can be real, value can be perceived. So it doesn't matter which one it is to the customer, whether it's real value or whether it's perceived value, it adds value to your product, your brand, and or service. So corporate infrastructure makes up another secondary activities. Secondary activities, the corporate infrastructure, activities that enables the organization to manage its systems and resources, maintain its daily operations, and make decisions effectively. When you have competent management in place, it means that the customer will get good value for his or her money. Products will be delivered on time. Remember, these products have been created to solve the customer's problem. The longer it takes for the product to get to the customer, the longer they will suffer. So if you have competent management in place that take decisions effectively, help to get this product produced on time, help to get this product move from your factory to the customer's location faster, then it is an added value. It's an added value that the customer would need to pay for. So when you come up with your final price, you know in your mind that whatever it is you're charging for your product, you are not ripping the customer off. It's a fair price because you know what has gone into that product or service. You can intelligently defend your price. You can intelligently talk about the value that you are providing. And confidence is a competitive advantage. Confidence is one asset that you can have that you can use to sell a very expensive product, even when there are cheaper ones there. Because it's a value. The customer is reassured that you know what you're talking about. This person seems to know what he's talking about. So understanding the value chain in your it's involved in the production of your final product helps you to become more confident about what you sell. Ultimately, added value also creates a higher profitability for an organization. One way that there are two ways that this happens. One, it can help you to reduce your cost, which can lead to the reduction of price. Then two, it can help you to win or gain customer loyalty. And when you've won the customer loyalty, you are guaranteed of repeat purchase, you are guaranteed of referrals.